New death battle, new death battle. Alright. Bakugo versus Reze. My Hero Academia versus Chainsaw Man death battle.
Well, well, look who's here.
Alright, let's see this.
Bakugo versus Reze.
The god of explosions versus the bomb devil.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win
What do you
a
read as
death
Reze?
battle.
Bro, yeah, I know. I constantly forget how it's spelled.
Wiz, there's
Reze.
nothing like the smell of napalm in the morning, the rush of
My
the chocolate,
bad.
the flash of combustion. I love it when stuff goes boom.
Bro, I keep
And
forgetting
no one
which
knows
way
that feeling
it's
better
said.
than Katsuki Bakugo.
When your name literally means powerful bomb, it's no wonder he was born with the
His name
quirk
means powerful bomb.
explosion. It lets
Didn't watch
Bakugo
this,
create
so first I'm
humongous
watching this one?
kabooms from his palms.
Yeah, it literally
I can only
released like
dream of having
a
hands
few
that
hours
rad.
ago,
Quirks are
apparently.
genetic superpowers that most humans are born with. Bakugo inherited his quirk from his parents. Specifically, it was a combination of his father's combustible acid sweat and his mother's glycerin skin secretions.
Making Bakugo sweat basically like nitroglycerin. And the more he sweats, the bigger the booms. His parents basically made the perfect kid, absolutely
What
oozing
if
with
it's real
shonen
with
main
Bakugo?
character
After
energy.
calling it
Bakugo felt
Bakugan? No
similarly.
kidding.
So much so that he started bullying his childhood friend who happened to be born without a quirk.
Yeah, okay, he's kind of a snot-nosed turd sometimes, but come on, Wiz.
He got a
The
lot better, though.
kabooms. They're so cool.
Quirks are a natural biological feature of a person's body. In the same way that we don't really think about walking or breathing, Bakugo's explosions became like any other limb, especially with his rigorous training.
Bakugo quickly picked up on how to use his explosions to obliterate anything in sight, block attacks, launch himself around, and quickly maneuver in midair at hypersonic speeds, which requires a ton of focus and on-the-fly calculations.
And
Yeah,
despite
he's
getting
really
this
good at thinking
incredibly
on his
dangerous
feet.
quirk when he was 4, he somehow never killed himself or anyone else that we know of. Bakugo was truly a prodigy, destined for greatness.
And his only goal was to surpass Japan's numero uno superhero and his personal idol, All Might. In Bakugo's mind, the only person who wins no matter what. Absolute victory. No problem for the main character.
Except Katsuki wasn't the protagonist that he thought he was. That would be Izuku Midoriya, the quirkless child Bakugo bullied. In truth, he was threatened by Izuku's tenacity despite being quirkless.
Really? That crybaby's the main character? Well, Bakugo's inferiority complex would only get worse when Deku somehow landed
Never
a
watched
quirk
My
that
Hero,
was just
so I
as
don't know
cool,
much
and
with
both
him.
were accepted
He's
to
really
the same
cool.
superhero high school, UA High.
Yeah,
There,
spoilers
he
to
would
those who
learn to be
haven't
a
watched.
superhero and
This for
fully
me probably a
develop
lot.
his ultimate moves.
Like flying through the sky faster than sound with turbo speed, blinding people with stun grenade, focusing his blasts into armor-piercing shots, or making a big-ass tornado of death.
The howitzer impact involves Bakugo spinning himself in midair with his explosions, building up a tremendous amount of swirling oxygen, and then igniting it all for one hell of a boom.
He's pretty smart when it comes to strategizing mid-fight. He even developed new
Was it Demon
techniques for his
Time in the
quirk
final
faster
battle?
than Deku did.
True.
UA High also aided Bakugo's development by preparing him with his iconic Grenadier bracers, gauntlets that allow him to store up his sweat, gross, for prolonged bouts, or to release all of it at once in a single massive blast.
He's also got his hero suit, which helps him sweat faster in order to build up stronger attacks. Or the Strafe Panzer, these badass turrets mounted to his back that store his sweat as ammo. With all of that, it wasn't long before Bakugo made his hero debut, called the Bombshell Hero, Great Explosion Murder God, Dynamite. Hey, I dig it. The
Great
more colons, the
explosion.
merrier.
But
Murder
despite some early
Dynamite.
wins, Bakugo failed to live up to his own sky-high expectations. He had the makings of a great hero, if only he could get out of his own way and put the team before his ego.
Especially when he was kidnapped by the League of Villains, ultimately leading Bakugo to blame himself
You
for All
think he
Might's
starts to sweat in
retirement.
jars?
Something needed to change.
Maybe.
So he vented his frustrations in a slugfest with Deku and realized something crucial. That the kind of absolute victory that defined All Might wasn't victory for himself, but victory for everyone.
He was starting to become the prodigy everyone knew he could be. I mean, hell, even while he was unconscious, he kept analyzing the fight he was in and coming up with counters.
Yep.
Somehow.
Bakugo's powerful enough to shatter Todoroki's heaven-piercing ice wall, fast enough to keep up with villains like Shigaraki, who can catch light beams, and tough enough to survive, well,
Being dead? Yep, you heard us. Bakugo was killed, dead as a doornail. And then a single bead of sweat floating through his bloodstream detonated and restarted his heart. If that isn't main character plot armor, I don't know what is.
his stamina is perhaps the craziest thing about him. After all, he is tanking the recoil of all of his explosions.
Even with the overuse of his blast,
I mean, someone also
literally
helped,
tearing
yeah.
his body apart.
Ed
he
Shot
kept
also
trying to make
helped
him
him.
stronger, and eventually his
Ed
quirk
Shot kept him
awakened.
alive,
Essentially,
but
when
he
a quirk
didn't
evolves to become stronger.
restart
Now, by
his heart.
condensing
He
his
restarted his
explosions
own
into
heart.
smaller and more powerful clusters, Bakugo
He
could
just kept
enhance
him
all
alive
of his
long enough to do
techniques.
so.
Like the Howitzer Impact Cluster, a stunning achievement in the field of explosionology, or kaboom theory for the layman.
Powerful enough to shatter the side of
He
a
did
mountain,
shit, yeah, he
or
did.
blow apart UA High itself. Judging by the school's size, we can estimate Bakugo's Howitzer Impact Cluster yielded over 300 kilotons of TNT.
This body's
Bakugo's
crazy.
whole
I
deal
know.
is explosions. It makes sense to science out what a ton of TNT actually is. It's literally the energy contained in 1,000 kilograms of trinitrotoluene.
A chemical compound composed of hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen, and carbon.
That's the recipe for kabooms. Now, imagine a pile of TNT as big as the Empire State Building blowing up all at once. That's Bakugo's Howitzer Impact Cluster.
And these explosions can launch him so fast, it's like time stands still around him.
Like when he covered a huge
Yep.
part of this city in a fraction of a second, almost 400 times the speed of sound.
And that's not all. Now he can detonate his sweat remotely, and from all over his body, not just his palms.
With all of this crazy bullshit, Bakugo became one of the strongest heroes on Earth, enough to battle and defeat All Might's lifelong arch nemesis, All for One. Yeah, that's right, the main villain, who's the protagonist now, Deku.
Bakugo literally and figuratively surpassed his childhood idol and proved his mettle as a hero.
Number 5 on the rankings and rising. Not bad, Kachan.
But more important than proving it to his friends, to All Might, or even to Deku, he proved it to himself.
Yeah, whatever. Take that, losers! Sickest quirk in the world over here! Dynamite! Dynamite! Dynamite!
Cold.
Wiz, what happened to you? You look funny and squishy.
I'm
got
over here,
plushie.
Boomstick. That's the new Death Metal plushie from U2's, and it's available to order right.
Oh, like the one they made of me a year ago. You got jealous, didn't you?
What? No, mine's way cuter. Look at it, and you can get one by clicking the link.
Ah, they forgot to color one of your arms.
Boomstick, I have a metal arm. I always have. Oh, and if you order it, there's a chance you might get a special version with a gold arm.
That's actually kind of awesome.
You definitely want one.
Oh, fine. Yeah, I do, okay? Shut up about it.
Click the link below to order one for yourself. It's only available for a limited time, and after that, it will never be available again. So don't miss out.
That's cool.
Death, war, famine, conquest. Humanity has been plagued by all manner of ills since they first crawled out of the primordial ooze. In the world of Chainsaw Man, there is nothing to fear but fear itself.
Because fear itself is real, and they're called devils.
Literally devils from hell. These monstrous beings are the
Yep.
living embodiments of humanity's worst nightmares, and their power is directly proportional to that fear.
So the chicken devil might be so weak you could keep him as a class pet, like, you know, a chicken. But what about the bat devil, or the ghost devil, or the devil embodying man's fears of one of the greatest weapons it's ever created, the bomb devil?
The bomb
Little
devil.
is known about the origins of the Bomb Devil's current host, Reze, if that even
Reze.
is her real name.
She might look cute and kawaii, but she's actually a Soviet assassin trained from birth to be one of the deadliest killers on the planet. Basically a Black Widow. A cold and lonely existence for anyone, but quadruply so in a world as effed up as this.
But all Reze wanted was a safe, normal, quiet life. As much a fable to her as Aesop's country mouse.
Too bad! You are now a walking, talking explosive. Have fun.
Boom.
At some point, the girl known as Reze was implanted with a fragment of the bomb devil and became a hybrid, a human possessing a devil's powers without sacrificing their humanity, transforming their body into a living weapon.
As a hybrid, Reze's strength and speed are way crazier than a
Like a
normal
little
human's,
hoe
and with her
wrapped
martial
into
arts
some
training,
cake.
she's a force to be reckoned with up
Oh,
close.
turn
Also,
around,
Wiz,
Denji,
check out the bomb
please.
for a head.
Someone like Reze would eat you alive, literally. Should devils like Reze take any damage whatsoever, they can heal by consuming blood.
And that lets hybrids survive some pretty insane stuff, like having their limbs torn off, getting bisected clean in half, or being roasted alive. Just slurp some blood and they're good as new.
Especially useful considering the bomb devil's primary ability is literally blowing herself up. Reze can emit explosions from any surface of her body, even tearing off limbs and turning them into bombs that she can detonate at will.
Damn, that's hardcore! She can use these blasts to jet through the sky at hypersonic speeds, maneuver and redirect herself in midair, and enhance the strength and speed of
Yeah.
her blows.
Or Reze can send sparks that can ignite the atmosphere in explosions that tear apart entire cities. Making herself stronger the more fear her wanton destruction creates.
As long as the area around her is dry enough to maintain ignition, Reze can create as many explosions as she wants, non-stop.
She can even turn her own body into different types of real-world bombs to massively enhance their power.
Like transforming her leg into a torpedo, or her apron into dynamite. Every single inch
Like,
of
I
Reze
feel like
is a
Bakugo
living
might win.
weapon.
This made her
If
feared across
more
the
was
devil
known
world
about
as one
her,
of their
she could
mightiest
have,
warriors,
but, like,
and the
I don't
perfect
know,
choice to
you know?
assassinate Japan's newly acquired devil hybrid, Chainsaw Man.
You
You
see,
know?
you might not think chainsaws
And
are
Denji
all
was
that
able to hold
scary,
his own.
at least not compared to bombs. But the
For a
Chainsaw
minute, at
Devil
least.
is special.
Any devil the Chainsaw Devil consumes becomes deleted from reality, retroactively erased from humanity's collective consciousness.
And here I thought chainsaws were for boring stuff like trees or Texas massacres. Silly me.
This ability makes the Chainsaw Devil the most important being alive and invaluable for any global power to control.
Except instead of meeting the fearsome chainsaw of legend, Reze met Denji, a dumb, horny teenage boy just looking for someone, anyone, to love.
And for once, Reze actually hesitated. Rather than immediately kill her target,
Guess,
she got to know him
sounds
and
pretty
found
tight.
they weren't so
Chainsaw
different.
dude, kaboom,
Both were
and
used as tools of the state, as weapons of war rather than people. A kindred
Your
spirit in a
blood supply?
hostile world,
Yeah.
Denji wanted to drink up as much of the excitement of life as he could. The town mouse to her country mouse.
And thankfully, he was super easy for a pretty face to manipulate.
It wouldn't be the only time.
Reze's nothing if not professional, and she gave Denji one parting
And then you
gift
checked
to
it
teach him the
appeared
way
and done
devils
it.
did
Wait,
battle
really?
before he died.
As the embodiment of one of the deadliest weapons known to man, Reze's power is off the charts, capable of creating an explosion more than 400 meters in diameter. That's over 4 football fields long.
To have a blast that size, you'd need to be exploding with over 2 kilotons of TNT.
More than comparable to nuclear weapons, which is really impressive considering Reze is not the devil of nuclear bombs. That's apparently an entirely separate thing.
Despite her bombs being technically conventional, they're just that strong.
Likely comparable to other powerful devils like the Gun Devil, who could travel across the world and kill millions of people in 5 minutes.
That'd
Yeah.
be over 500 times the speed of sound.
She's even stronger than the Typhoon Devil, a sentient city-spanning storm.
The literal coughing baby to her hydrogen bomb.
Unfortunately for Reze, Denji took her lessons to heart and proved he was more than a fitting host for the Chainsaw Devil.
He whooped her ass, but spared her life, just in case her seduction wasn't a total act after all.
But it wasn't meant to be. Whether Reze chose the safe life of the country mouse or the exciting life of the town mouse, there are hungry cats everywhere.
Oh, Makima,
No.
what I would give to find someone to kill you.
Reze's dreams of freedom were never real.
No, literally.
She simply changed
Fuck
hands from
Makima,
one
bro.
cold, unfeeling entity to another. And this time, there was no escape. She was a weapon, a symbol of man's bottomless capacity for malice and self-destruction.
A living bomb. The battle's about to start, and I hope you've got something good to hear these kabooms with, like our sponsor, Raycon.
That's right, Boomstick. I've been using Raycon for many years now, and they've got everything I need in good earbuds.
And with Mother's Day coming up, this is the kind of gift she'll actually use.
Such as Raycon's Essential Open Earbuds. They're open ear so she can listen to music or podcasts while doing other things.
Like going for a morning walk, running errands, or driving her rocket-powered dune buggy. You know,
Such a
Okay,
weird.
I don't care. I'm
Death
sorry.
Battle Raycon, we wouldn't be able to have these amazing animations.
10% off the combatants open
All right.
earbuds. All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a death battle!
All right, let's see this.
I've been sent to collect your head, Dynamite.
Better villains than you have tried, lady. You tell your bosses that after I send you back in a coffin.
No,
How would I tell them that if I was
he's
already
he's
dead?
fighting Reze because their
Well,
powers
you're
are similar.
Shut up and die!
Nice voice actors. Yeah, no, that is really good.
Oh, damn! Oh, damn!
Oh shit! No, get up, Bakugo! I feel like Bakugo will outsmart her though.
Move it or lose it, people!
Save me, Dynamite!
Let go!
Oh. Oh no.
Boom.
Oh, she did the thing, bro.
Leave them out of this!
Come on, Bakugo, bro. I actually want you to win, though. This? Wait, hold on. We're running it back a little bit.
Them out of
There
this!
you go. Bruh. No, actually, bruh.
For what it's worth, Dynamite, your blood was delicious.
Come on.
You bit
Yes.
a bit more than you could chew! My blood isn't the only thing you drank! It's my sweat you should worry about!
Oh, wait. Yo, wait, that's actually so true.
I'm aiming for absolute victory! Howitzer! Impact! Cluster!
Let's go. Damn.
Scratch that. Not enough for a coffin.
Let's go.
Oh, Denji, we're so sorry to hear about your girlfriend that passed away. She gets 5 big booms. Boom! Boom!
Please just shut up. On the surface,
That was
these two
bomb.
seem
That
evenly
was
matched.
bomb.
So let's break this fight down into 3 categories: their speed, their stamina, and their firepower.
First up, let's talk speed.
Both
Speed,
Bakugo and Reze
yeah.
could rocket through the sky at hypersonic speeds and maneuver and redirect themselves on a dime in the middle of fights. To the casual observer, at least, they'd seem to be on par with each other.
So we have to look at the people they've fought to compare.
Reze has battled Chainsaw Man, who could match and defeat someone using the Gun Devil's power.
The same gun devil that could literally fly around the
True.
world, killing millions of people at over 500 times the speed of sound.
Impressive, but compare that to Bakugo fighting Shigaraki, who could react fast enough to catch light beams with his bare hands.
That's over 1,000 times faster. And that was before
Yeah.
Bakugo's Quirk Awakening that made him even faster than that.
With reaction speed of that caliber, there's little chance Reze
You-
could
you
ever
should-
get the
you
drop
should,
on Bakugo, and would
watch
likely be
Chainsaw
forced
Man.
to
It's
play
really
catch
good.
up in a duel. Speed goes to Bakugo.
And the movie.
However, speed doesn't matter if one
She's
couldn't
from the
truly
movie.
hurt the other. A big part of this fight is their stamina.
Bakugo's durability is mind-boggling. He's survived being impaled through the torso and has even brought himself back to life.
But unlike Reze, his stamina
True.
does eventually hit a limit.
Yeah.
Every explosion he makes whittles him down just a little bit more and uses up more and more of his sweat. Without a break, he can eventually run out.
Whereas Reze can effectively create bombs without respite and from a distance.
Unlike Bakugo, who usually likes to get up close and personal.
Furthermore, her devil hybrid physiology gives her an
But the
actual
speed that
regenerative healing factor,
that let
allowing
him
her
get
to
there.
shrug off the same kind of mortal blows that would eventually kill Bakugo, main character plot armor or not.
If this ever became a war of attrition, Reze had it in the bag.
Yeah,
Stamina goes
I
to
agree.
Reze.
However, it's unlikely it would ever get to that point. The biggest factor in this fight was always going to be their raw firepower.
Explosions! First, we gotta compare their two biggest blasts, Reze's nuclear-like bomb against Denji versus Bakugo's howitzer impact cluster.
And the difference is obvious. Based on calculating their sizes, Bakugo's 300 kiloton explosion was over 100 times more powerful than Reze's 2 kiloton blast.
But that's not all.
Holy.
Remember the Typhoon Devil?
Coughing baby or not, to create a storm big enough to cover Tokyo's over 2,000 square kilometers, he'd have to be generating more than 400 kilotons of TNT.
Greater than Bakugo, right? But that's not all. Again, Bakugo's howitzer impact once shattered the size of this big-ass mountain. And despite being earlier on in the series, it was ginormous. Almost 3 kilometers in radius.
Or just over 2
True.
megatons of TNT. 5 times more powerful than the Typhoon Devil, and way beyond anything we've seen Reze do.
And this was Bakugo before reaching his full power in his fight against All for One. Bakugo takes the final edge in explosions.
And remember, Bakugo withstands the recoil of all his blasts. So even though Reze had greater stamina, Bakugo was more than tough enough to hang on and get his kill shot, especially with his superior speed.
And devil healing factors can be overtaxed with enough damage. Hell, she needed to drink blood a couple times against Denji just to keep fighting.
Against someone as fast and powerful as Bakugo, she would not get the chance to heal consistently, or perhaps at all.
And what happens when devils die?
True.
They Bakugo to hell.
The winner is Katsuki Bakugo.
Bombshell, hero, great explosion, murder, god, dynamite. Next time on Death Battle.
What the? Is that Megamind versus
Subscribe and join as a
Gru
member to see
versus
more Death Battle.
Megamind?
And don't forget to order your very own Whiz Plush from YouTube's. Click that link below the like button.
Gru versus Megamind? What the hell? Yeah, that's a weird one.